I know they did not just end Gen V Season 2 like that, because while this episode and the entire season was still good, I feel like it could have been so much better, and it ended up leaving a disappointing taste in my mouth with that anticlimactic ending. But this is a real mixed bag here, because there are just some genuinely great moments in this episode and this entire season, and a lot to look forward to in The Boys Season 5. But if you couldn't already tell, I just got done watching the season finale of Gen V Season 2, and I'm going to be recapping the episode and reviewing the entire season with spoilers, so if you don't want to be spoiled, make sure you drop a like and follow, but come back after because I do need to hear your thoughts. But either way, me and you know what we gotta do, we gotta talk about it. So we pick up this episode with a flashback to 1967, and we see how Thomas Godolkin is injecting himself with some type of V as he gets engulfed in flames. We pick up with the rest of the crew taking Doug to Polarity's crib. I gotta just love how Mitch Linklater, he's having so much fun with this role. But he revealed the reason that Thomas Godolkin didn't age is because he took the same V that Soldier Boy did, called V1, I think. But the important thing is we learned that he was not lying about Marie really being one of the strongest supes out there. I thought Thomas Godolkin was lying by telling her that she's one of the most powerful supes just so she could heal him. But I'm really glad they didn't hit a 2018 James Harden with 40 stepbacks. That's when Marie tries to heal Doug, but she wasted all of her powers healing Thomas Godolkin. And Doug is just a sweet guy. He was like, thank you for trying though, but I need to get to the fucking hospital. Someone take me. That's exactly what Doug used to say. See ya later, Doug. As we pick up with Godolkin enjoying all the luxuries of life, food, wine, and a little bit of love making with Sister Sage, who again, this was all a part of her plan. She has plans of Godolkin moving in with her to the 7 and introducing him to Homelander because he doesn't like surprises, and they need to figure out a way to do it because he's also an all-powerful supe, and Homelander does not like being threatened. But that's when Godolkin Cipher says that he's got a class in session. Got a class to go teach. She's like, what? We pick up with Doug and Polarity driving their way to the hospital. We get a really sweet and tender moment where Doug tells Polarity that Andre was one of the best heroes he had ever seen. And man, if I could say anything about this season, it's just respect that it pays to Chance Perdomo, man. Rest in peace. But unfortunately, they get attacked, Doug gets murked. We see 2 big black boots stomp by next Polarity. And ah shit, it's Black Noir taking a selfie with Polarity's body. That's when we get another sweet and tender moment where Emma tells Kate and Marie that we gotta stick together. As they hug it out and Emma goes to take a shit, this moment gives Marie the power to heal Kate. And for like a split second, I was like, oh shit, is she about to do a heel turn? But nah, it was just a genuine moment of love between the two, showing that Marie's power has never been self-harm. It's always been healing, even others. Love that. And that's when Sister Sage picks up the phone, baby, and sees Thomas Godolkin talking about how he's alive, he's an all-powerful supe, and I'm gonna be teaching a new class for all of us to be re-ranked. Obviously, Sister Sage is not a fan of this because, oh, so that's how Homelander's gonna find out. He's not gonna like that, not one bit. As we pick up with Jordan Lee and Sam telling the rest of the gang what's happening. I just love Jordan Lee pointing to the phone like they don't know to look there. So Marie fights back on her social media and says, listen, don't go to that class, you will die. I love how she specifically says, he's lying in front of the Homelander poster. Emma and Sam go on a mission to try to get people to not join that class, but they end up with egg on their face, or I guess I should say dicks on their face. As Cipher begins his culling the herd moment, he tells everyone, like, you all fucking suck. Y'all ain't shit. We're about to find out which one of you actually deserves to live. He gets all of them to beat the dog shit out of each other. We get a moment between Marie and Jordan Lee, where Jordan Lee forgives Marie for everything she's done in the past, leaving them twice. But Jordan Lee says they can't be together, but they can still be friends, which I kind of saw coming, but it was so weird that we didn't spend more time with this. And I'll get more into that criticism at the end. But that's when Sister Sage walks in on Godolkin, and she's pissed. She's like, what the fuck are you doing? Homelander's not gonna like this shit. She tells him this was not a part of our plan. And he's like, don't you understand? I'm doing this for us. Turns out he's never been able to control more than 2 people at once. So he's using this shit as like a hyperbolic time chamber to level up his strength to be able to control someone like Marie Moreau, who he currently can't. Because if he can control someone like Marie Moreau, that means he can control someone else who was in the Odessa program. That right, cunt, Homelander. As this psychopath now likes dancing with his hands. He starts being a literal puppet master and making everyone fucking do the Thriller. That's when we pick up with Black Noir, who has Polarity in custody, and I love how he's so Magneto-coded. But I love how Black Noir is criticizing fan service from the Alien franchise when this episode does the exact same thing at the end. But of course, this was just another ace up Sister Sage's sleeve, as she tells Polarity there's nothing more powerful in this world than a man with nothing to lose. She knows there's nothing she could do to stop Cipher, but Polarity can. As she leaves the door unlocked and Polarity dips. That's when we pick back up with Cipher, who's just farming students at this point, and Kate uses her pushing ability to introduce one more student as Marie Moreau walks through the fucking doors with that. She really pulled up at his front door. And Cipher, he didn't like that. He said, you know, when I made fun of your hand movements earlier, I kind of lied because it does feel good. As we get a big ass fight scene between everyone, we find out the dude with a black hole in his ass was actually hoarding the rest of the crew. Like, bro, who in the fucking... It's like when you see 40 clowns pop up out of a fucking Fiat or something. But they apply the Star-Lord plan from Infinity War. They get Bushmaster to hold him back while Rat Tail Girl is using her powers to take his powers for 60 seconds. And it works. She's like, oh my god, I'm controlling it. I'm gonna set everyone else free. As the squad assembles, Marie hits him with the Daredevil. I beat you! Actually, we beat you because we're a family. Family! As she raises him into the sky, I was like, do it, pop him. All of a sudden, he says, thank you. And Marie makes this face. He got into her head. I don't know how he did it, but he made Marie turn heel. This is when Annabeth says, oh my god, this is when it happens. You're gonna die. Emma says, you gotta get out of here, Annabeth. And dog, when Marie turns back like, no, stay. Insane evil aura. And if I speak about evil Marie, I would be in big trouble, so I'm gonna hold my tongue. Complimentary though. But as she's about to take out her own friend, Polarity pulls up like on your left, hits Godolkin and Marie with a magnetic force that I think breaks the link between their brains. And as you think Polarity's about to finish the job, Marie popped that motherfucker's head off like a pimple. As she looks over to Polarity, she says, that was for Andre. And she said, thanks for the level up. Nah, Marie top 5, she got it. But Polarity tells everyone, y'all need to get the fuck up out of here. They're gonna look for a scapegoat. I'll stay behind and take the blame. We get a beautiful moment between Emma and Polarity. I mean, honestly, bro, they were the unsung heroes of this entire season. Her telling him that she's proud of him after, you know, the dark place that he's been at. It just hits hard. Like I said, man, the reverence for Chance Perdomo. And then she ends up kissing Greg before she dips. And that's when the season ends with our new crew on the run, stopping on the side of the road, where it's nice to see both Annabeth and Marie smiling and loving each other, as Annabeth calls her a hero. I know she felt that to her core. That's when the lights start flickering and Starlight pulls up and says, you know, we have a resistance. Think y'all should join. And then A-Train pops up out of nowhere and he was like, listen, if you're gonna be resistance, y'all gotta start acting like it. I just love seeing the character growth for A-Train. It's got me so excited for The Boys Season 5. So it looks like the table is set for The Boys Season 5, which takes place 6 months after these events. And it looks like we're gonna get a crazy Season 5 that includes the Gen V members with the boys. Plus, I gotta break out all of our boys to fight this motherfucker. And like I mentioned from the jump, this season was good, but it could have been so much better. And I do want to give the caveat that the fact that Chance Perdomo passed away actually changed a lot of what Season 2 was supposed to be about. For better or worse, I'm just glad that they ended up honoring Chance Perdomo any way they could. To me, that supersedes everything. But on to some of my criticisms for the entire season and this episode. First thing I'm gonna say is we gotta stop this 8-episode gimmick with episodes only being 40 minutes long. If you're gonna do an 8-episode season, make sure them bitches are at least an hour long each, because the pacing really dwindled down the end. It felt like there should have been another 2 or 3 episodes. And the ending with Cipher and Godolkin just felt so anticlimactic and pretty predictable too. Honestly, after loving what Hamish Linklater did with Cipher the entire season, when we got that switcheroo, I can't help but feel disappointed with Ethan Slater. No hate towards you, you didn't have that same type of presence that I wanted from Cipher. It ended up feeling a lot like Aldrich Killian and the fake Mandarin from Iron Man 3. And it was just weird to go from this character that we've been liking this entire time to like 1 episode with this last guy, that's it. So like his entire purpose was just helping Marie level up to help take down Homelander in Season 5, fuck it. This entire season was really like Yoda and Luke training. And I mentioned they made a lot of drastic changes because of Chance Perdomo's passing. I feel like one of those changes was making this more intertwined with The Boys Season 5, because the first season of Gen V felt very standalone and really great. By the way, Season 1 is still way better than Season 2 in my opinion, which I feel like really limited what they could do with this season. And if they do ever end up getting a Season 3, I'll be excited, because that means Season 5 and The Boys' entire little storyline is finally over, so they can do something fresh and new with these characters. But I don't know if we're ever gonna get a Season 3. Yeah, a really weird season of television. Some peak moments, some meh, some characters that just appear and have nothing to do. Like, what happened to Sam this season? He was such a key and integral member in the first season that he felt pushed way to the side in this season. But between Polarity, Emma, Marie, and Cipher, I think those are your 4 best performances for this entire season. I wish we would have got even more moments, and even like the moment between Jordan, Lee, and Marie, like they kind of brushed by that a little too quick. I feel like they should dive deeper into that. The finale definitely felt a little rushed. But overall, Gen V Season 2, while I loved some moments, I only ended up liking this season. I ended up giving it 3.5 out of 5 stars, but I'm excited for The Boys Season 5. But let me know what you thought about this episode and the entire season down in the comments below, and as always, like and follow for more.